Kellyanne Conway believes Trump should debate Harris again. Play this clip, Rob.
But I know you, and I just believe when you see the end of the debate, are you going to let that be the last word of presidential debates of this season, end of your career, or are you going to want one more?
So I'd rather debate. I'd rather have another one. The problem is we're so far down the line. And also, I had a 3-on-1 debate the last time. So I debated Biden, and I must say, CNN was very fair. And then I had the other debate, and ABC was totally crooked.
So why not have another?
Because they
It's your
agreed
batting
that
average.
they weren't going to do. No, but here's the thing. And I like debating. And I thought I did a great job. I thought that was one of my best debates. But it gets spun and spun. It's so crooked. I thought it was one of my best debates. And they said I'm the GOAT of debates. I think I've done really well in debates, okay?
People are saying I'm the GOAT.
A lot of other people.
A lot of other people. It's true.
But what happened is ABC totally violated their agreement. And this guy, was debating me.
But why let that be the last word then?
Because number one, we're winning. Number two, it's very late in the process. The people are voting already. I would like to do another debate.
No, Rob, it's the same one,
I'd like
right?
to do more than one debate.
Yeah, it's
the problem is it's late. They turned down the Fox debate.
Okay, hang on. Yeah.
And don't forget, I had 2 debates. I had to beat
You did.
Biden.
That one was early.
And then I had to beat her. And the one with her was very late, too. And then we had a fake news organization, terrible, ABC. The worst of all is ABC. I've always said it. That's why they wanted ABC, because they had to deal with ABC. But I said, I don't care if they do, because it doesn't matter. Hey, look, I took on 3 people, and a lot of people say, I think I won the debate.
I think the expectations for Harris were so low because everybody sees her in interviews. But I just want to say that
But she wasn't great.
She's one
she
for
was
one.
Terrible.
You've had 7 of these debates, and I feel like you're Shohei Ohtani. I feel like you can pitch, you can bat, and people just want to hear. I think that last 5% that is decisive but elusive right now. Maybe wants to see the 2 of you together.
Well,
look, some people say she brought her best game. I think she brought her only game.
Part of the problem is this. CNN wants to do the debate, and
Forget that.
CNN
You've
was
done
very
one of
fair, and they got killed because they were fair. And Biden was out of the race because of that. If we didn't have that debate, he'd be running now instead of her. And honestly, I think he was actually better than her, which is a pretty bad thing to say, but he's better than her.
He wasn't.
But CNN will go out of their way. They'll do what ABC did, where they'll have 3-on-1 or 5-on-1 or whatever it is. So I don't think you can get a fair shake.
You can
but
pause it
even
right
if
now.
you didn't,
he's right.
I
Tom,
would love
should he do another debate?
There's no need to do another debate. No.
Vinny.
Absolutely not. Nope. Why? He made a good point. At
Rob.
this point, he's starting to surge.
I'd love to see one.
Should he do one? There's a difference between you'd love to see it. I'd love to see a Titanic. That was a good movie, but you can't do part 2. I'd love to see a what do you call it? Notebook 2. I'd love to see a lot of movies part 2. But do you think he should do part 2?
No, he made his point. The early voting already started.
And Pat, you know what? Before you know what I would do? I would agree to do a debate if it's just a last minute sprung up, no planning, no whatever, and it has to be on X. Yeah, if it's not on a major network, I would do it. I would do it,
Adam,
and surprise them.
That's not going to happen, Vin. But should Trump do another debate? The answer is abundantly yes, and I'll tell you why. So the question is, do you think Kellyanne Conway wants the best for Trump or wants the worst for Trump?
The best.
Okay, so she's on Team Trump.
Yes.
So she didn't really give any smoke signals there. She's like, do another debate, President Trump. He's like, well, I don't know. I'm good at debating. She's like, you should do one. And she kind of snuck in. By the way, Kamala's 1 for 1, a.k.a. she won. But you're like Shohei Ohtani. You can do it all. You can do 7. You can do this. She's full on saying, either directly or indirectly, hey, knock, knock, Mr. President, you lost the last debate because you said they're eating the dogs. And that single-handedly lost you the debate that you should have won. Because the first 75% of the debate before the eating the dogs comment, he actually won.
By the way,
he was winning.
It became one of the greatest rap songs of all time.
Ever.
Just so you know, they're
eating the cats.
Who let the dogs out?
No, it's actually a song that went. Okay, so you don't think he?
But do you think he should do another debate, PPD?
Okay, Tom, do you think right now he's ahead?
Yes.
By how much?
On a national basis, 2 to 2.5 points on a national basis. He's definitely ahead in Pennsylvania by about 3, and then North Carolina by 2. Georgia is very tight. Arizona, he's up by as much as 5 in some polls, but I'll hold tight with 3.5. So when you've got that map, this thing can be over by 11:30 on election night with Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. If those go by 11:30, it's over. So why, if you're playing from the front and you're incrementally improving, why do you need to do it? She needs a debate, which is why she's asking for the debate. That should tell you all you need to know. The challenger wants a rematch because they want the money.
Okay, so let me ask this question this way. Do you think she will be so desperate to want the debate that they'll go to Fox to have Brett Baer do the debate?
They won't. No. Her
Okay.
handlers will not let
Perfect.
that. They want the debate, but they won't let that happen.
Then, okay, so then let me ask another question. Do you think they're so desperate that they'll go to do something on X or a social media site debate hosted by a friendly, host, moderator by both?
The Dems are not doing that.
If they were smart, that would open up a lot of exposure and eyeballs to a lot of people that are not watching cable news. We know cable news is an older demographic and it's losing ratings. So if you really want to get to the independents, the undecided, and the middle voters, why wouldn't you go to that? That would be if they really need another debate, I would be more likely, if I was her advisor, to say you should do it on X. You should go out to go into the water you haven't been in yet and go find those voters.
So do you remember Trump's first ever debate in 2015, the primary, Republican primary, his first ever debate on stage?
I saw all of them.
Okay. The first ever, if you look at it, he was breathing hard. And if you go look at the first ever debate he had with Hillary Clinton, the first 20 minutes, he was breathing hard. You could hear it. That happens. By the way, nothing wrong with that. J.D. Vance was asked the question afterwards. He says, they asked him, they said, "Oh, J.D., did you see how nervous Tim Walz was?" And it was so, you could tell he was nervous to go up against you. You know what J.D. said? He was nervous. I was nervous. He says, "I just hid it from you. You understand this is the biggest stage of my life. I was so nervous. The fact that he didn't saw it was good for me. I thought everybody could tell I was nervous." So what's he saying?
I respect that,
I
J.D.
respect the fact that he's being human. But the point here is, the reason why I'm going with this is, sometimes some players you go up against, you don't know their style when you fight them the first time. You don't know their style when you play them the first game. This is why the Astros are out and the Baltimore Orioles are out. And they both should have won. Baltimore should have beaten Kansas City. What do you call it?
Straight up.
The Astros should have beaten the Tigers. And KC's now going against the Yankees. Why? This is because of the best out of 3 you told me yesterday, right? 2-1, 2-1.
Yeah.
Or 2-0, whatever the number was, right?
Yeah, they beat them 2-0. It's only a best of 3. Dangerous little series.
I
You
think-
can't go in cocky.
I think he will make the right adjustments if he goes to it, and he does it, and he will destroy. The only thing I would do is, if I'm a handler on the inside, I'm choosing the 2 or 3 that I'm willing to agree to and say no to everything else. You want it? Only here. You don't want it? No problem. We're out. That part I agree with. But I'm more from the school of thought of only the paranoid survive. And you're assuming there's not going to be any other surprises coming the next 33, 34 days. He's always going to do better if he's going to do a second debate with the individual, not the first debate. That's my opinion. But again, I may be wrong. We'll see on November 5th. And by the way, it's exactly on November 5th. We're looking forward to spending that night with you, okay, at the new headquarters. I got a big announcement to make. The property I'm on right now, we've been working on buying this property for the last 3 years. It's one of its last kind in America. Why? It's on 11 acres. It's got 2 hangars. It's on an airport. Upgrades of $7 million made here. That's going to be the new headquarters of Valuetainment Media, David Consulting, the podcast, the whole 9. And what we wanted to do, we want to find a way to celebrate this as a new headquarters with inviting you to an event on November 5th, which is election night. A lot of different things people will be talking about, business owners. What's going to happen if it goes this way? What's going to happen if it goes that way? So imagine 2,000 people being here. Let me show you around. Some of you will have a private meeting with me. That's the elite. That's going to be a few of you. Some will get a private tour of the entire office from us. There's a hangar in the back. So you come up here. Imagine there's going to be a couple major tents, 40 feet by 100 feet, where some of the people that are buying general tickets will be there. But over here inside the hangar is where the podcast will be held. This entire thing will be open like it is right now. Inside of it, myself, the PBD podcast crew, some of the super VIPs will be invited to go upstairs in a section that we have that's got a bar, a restaurant, food, kitchen. You're eating, you're watching it from all the way up there while we're doing the podcast down here in the hangar. So imagine in this room, there's 1,000 people, right? While we're going through this whole thing. Conversation, it's gonna be from 6 p.m. is when it starts, all the way up to 2 o'clock in the morning. Who knows, maybe we'll go 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because a lot of things that's gonna be going on. And by the way, do you know why we're not cutting this? We're on an airport. These are planes. We have to hear because right here is the airport. And FYI, Messi plays right there at that stadium right behind us. There's 5 ticket tiers that you can purchase. Each one's got more things to offer. But even locally, there's general tickets to buy for just $75. Bring your wife, bring your husband, bring your family, bring your friends. There's one caveat after you buy the ticket. When you buy the ticket and you come on November 5th, you have to wear Future Looks Bright gear. I'm talking Future Looks Bright hat, a shirt, doesn't matter. You're gonna have to show I got some kind of Future Looks Bright gear because we want everybody here to spread the message and the energy of optimism around the world, back to their states, wherever you're going to be. So November 5th, click on the link above or below, get registered. And if you're watching this saying, well, Pat, I like to travel private. Can I bring my private jet here? 5 of you guys will be after you buy your ticket. Then you can ask us, and that's only available to the tickets at the highest level possible to bring your jet and park it here. So having said that, get your tickets, and I cannot wait to see you November 5th, 6 p.m. at our new headquarters in Fort Lauderdale. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.